Hello, my name is Ollie. Welcome to this short Trello demonstration and tutorial. I'm going to take you through some of the design aspects of it, share a few mindsets, and most importantly, give you a way in. So if you receive Trello as a research deliverable, then you can use it to unlock insight. So I like to think of Trello as a research or an insight database, a qualitative database, where all of our ethnographers, desk researchers who are out there in the field mapping a concept, and that's kind of what I think of a Trello board as, mapping a single concept, can add elements to the board. In my mind, it's a evolution of the PowerPoint presentation. A PowerPoint presentation at the end of a research project will provide a story, a narrative, that can propel action, but a lot of it gets lost, and if it gets filed away, then it might never get used. A Trello board acts as data that allows people to generate their own stories that they can go into and they can explore at their own pace and their own way, and allow it to surface their own creativity. So on that, let's kind of go into the detail. The elements of a Trello board, as I say, a Trello board we use for a single concept, New Age Energy in this instance. A card is the kind of key constitutive component of a Trello board, like a node, as it were, a data point. And within a card, you have the header here, which you will see on the board when you have this kind of view, and a description. And there's a whole host of other functionality you can have here. You can watch cards, you can put checklists in, you can put due dates in. It's a really sophisticated tool that, as you adopt a Trello culture to your research and insight gathering, really starts to unlock new opportunities, new collaborative affordances. So if you have a description, I'll put it right in there, then you can immediately see that there's a few lines there. So that will tell you, as someone looking at a Trello board, there's further information. You also might find a file attachment, or interestingly, you might also find a link to another Trello board, as we have here. One of the aspects of New Age Energy is the idea that a new digital world with new digital behaviors and the whole addiction to our smartphones and everything might impact on this space, and be a way to think about innovation. So we've connected our Disconnected Lives project here, where we look at all these different what we call digital pathologies or pain points about our current digital experiences, and we offer different remedies. So there's a lot of work here that can help pivot your thinking. And that's one of the cool things about Trello. You can always link these Trello boards, these concepts together, and eventually start to build a high-level conceptual map of whatever your research area is. And that's kind of one of the real exciting parts about Trello. But to go back to the process of building a Trello board, we have these colorful tags. Now you can make these up however you want. You can add them, remove them, merge them. We've used tags that have been inspired by the business model canvas. The business model canvas is a great tool for innovation. It was felt to be quite useful on this project. We haven't used all the different elements, but we've used a fair few of them. So here you've got pains, gains, partnerships you can have, channels, revenue streams, different segments. And although you can look through and spot where these codes are, you can also filter by using this functionality here. And if we do this, you can see all the different pain points that we've highlighted in this research project. The columns kind of emerge as the research process kind of moves forward. Often we just start off with a column which is stuff, and then we just put all the kind of random stuff that we come up with there, and then different columns start to emerge. It's like an emerge and bottom-up approach to doing research generation. You can do a top-down approach. We would often use the PESTLE framework, which is political, economic, social, technological, legal, environmental trends. You can have these as different columns, and that's a real interesting way to use it. And we've kind of done that a bit here with some of the cultural, social trends tagged up with the relevant business model canvas codes. So what else should I mention? So we normally have a key, a kind of project column is the first one, where we put information about the project, and here is a column about reflections. These are just things that we think about as we go through the research process, and then a variety of different columns that have emerged. So I want to talk a little bit about the how we go about filling out a Trello board. It's We use a principle of decluttering. It's if you're decluttering your house, if you want to get rid of loads of junk, you want to hold something in your hand for a second, and if you think about it in a way that inspires you, if it sets your mind on fire, then you know you want to keep it. If nothing like that happens, then you don't want to keep it. So although our ethnographers and researchers or whatever are out there collecting loads of data and they're writing everything down, before they put it in a Trello board, they need to reflect on it. So then if you're approaching a Trello board, if you've received it as a deliverable, you know that these are highly filtered and tightly conceptualized cards, or they should be in principle. So they warrant a certain level of reflection. The kind of key metric here is, as you hold it in your metaphorical hand, is do they move thinking forward? Is this bit of insight or this finding useful in the context of the broader research project? And the nature of a Trello board forces a certain element of concision. Like Twitter, the 140 characters of Twitter, really forced people to think in a particular type of way. And Trello does the same. I mean, I find myself thinking in Trello. Now I have hundreds of Trello boards that I have for all different types of categories, and we use them on the different client projects. And it really is a useful way to structure your thinking. And iterations. So although we say they're concise and although we have this filtering process, they are still a bit messy, and we like that. We think that the development of a concept, especially in a a really volatile and uncertain and complex and ambiguous world, needs to be a bit messy. So there is this iterative approach. Often we'll go through like 2 or 3 or 4 iterations of a Trello board until we get to really sharply refined concepts. So that is a basic overview. We try and keep it visual, so that there's kind of visual cues, visual prompts. We try and keep it interesting, we try and keep it tight, and I think that kind of sums a Trello board up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But I hope you have fun. I hope you give it a chance, and I look forward to the future of a research based on Trello. Thank you.